Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me a bit today. I hope you're all having a great day. I'm a little bit resting today, kind of just taking it easy, having a very slow paced day. After the day I had yesterday, I'm kind of resting. So, yesterday we had to travel to Shreveport, and I was having the scope done, and at the same time they were going to turn my G tube, feeding tube, into a GJ tube. But once they got into the scope, it didn't turn out that way. So after I got home and rested up and got my wits about me, because I was really groggy from the anesthesia and all that yesterday, I read about the report, and so I have a better understanding of what was going on. Plus, my doctor called me this morning to check on me and to give me some information about the prescription and all. So I'm going to start with the good news. The good news is she had put me on this medicine a couple weeks ago, maybe. It's VOQUEZNA, 20 milligrams. That's what she had put me on a few weeks ago. And she gave me some samples in her office, and the medicine worked great for me. Like, I could tell a big, huge difference in the medicine right after I started taking it. So, reported back to her that I need more of this. Yes, I need more. Because I was having reflux so bad that it was, I couldn't lay down in the bed, and it was so much reflux that it was coming out my nose, and so much that I was getting strangled on the reflux, and it's a big ordeal. And so that medicine made a huge difference, though. So the problem with it, though, was insurance didn't want to cover anything on that medication. And that was very disappointing. The medication was $900. Well, after she did the scope and all, because it was so bad inside me, she said it looked like raw hamburger meat. And it was so bad from my esophagus on that she was able to get insurance, I guess, to pay part of that. So I got it ordered this morning, and it should be in I think it said 2 days. But guess how much I am having to pay for the medicine? It was $900 originally. I am so thankful to say I only have to pay $50 for it. So that is a blessing right there. And while $50 is still, a lot, especially when you have a lot of medications that are, $20, $30, $40, $50 a piece. I think Big Daddy's has something that's $100 and something. But, a lot of our medications, are hefty medications, and, that adds up like crazy. But we stagger it to come out of different paychecks, so we're not having to pay for it all at one time. So that's why we're running to Target all the time to pick up medications, is because we stagger it so we don't have to pay for it all at once, because that would be very hefty. So we have to space it out. And I know a lot of people are saying, but some pharmacies deliver. Target does too. I believe we could get it delivered from them, but not refrigerated medications. And my medications are liquids and have to be medicated, refrigerated. And Big Daddy has a refrigerated medicine too. So, they don't deliver refrigerated medications. And some people ask, why do I use Target and not Walmart? Because Target is very convenient, and it's right here by my house. We don't have to go all the way into town to get things. Target is about 9 miles from us, and that's better than going all the way into town. So anyway, just to answer some people's curiosity questions. I know I don't have to answer those. That's, you know, kind of personal questions, but I just wanted to explain that because I don't mind explaining it. I know I don't have to, but I don't mind explaining that. And people wonder, so, you know, I just want to share. But anyway, I'm thankful that insurance, whatever she was able to write down for insurance, allowed me to be able to get the medication. So she did give me a couple boxes of samples yesterday, so I did restart the medication. Well, last night after I got home, I was like, okay, I gotta get back on this medication. Let me go ahead and take some today. And then this morning I took, you know, another dose. And I can already tell the difference. Like, on that medication and off that medication is a big difference. But anyway, so about my scope, and I was able to go on my chart and read what all she wrote. And I was in the car yesterday. I was trying to go off memory, but keep in mind I was on anesthesia. And so I probably wasn't remembering everything just like she had said or whatever. But then when I went back and read, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. And what am I working on here? A turtle. I am using Stringy Ding Ding's pattern for a turtle. And this is Charisma yarn. I don't know the colorway, but I thought that would make a good turtle shell. And I'm going to use this mustardy yellow color, which is called Honey. I'm going to use it for the head and the flippers, and this for the turtle shell. So I thought that was a good combo together. I think that color is in this color, and it just complements it. So I think that'll be great. And someone had told me that, I mention Stringy Ding Ding's patterns all the time. You can just go to stringydingding.com and you can look at her patterns. They're free to use on her website. But if you want to print them out without ads and stuff, you know, it does cost. You can either become a member of her channel and you get all these free patterns, and you get a couple of free patterns a month to go back and get older patterns and whatever. It's worth it. It really is. If you're not a member of anything else, then that would be worth it. Plus she has a book that I highly recommend. And so I mention Stringy Ding Ding all the time. And someone said, after all this time you mentioning Stringy Ding Ding, I finally went and checked out her website. And I love her patterns. And I can't wait to do more. So that's the way I feel about Stringy Ding Ding too. So anyway, here is the worst part of yesterday. When they took me to recovery and was waking me up, and they were like, okay, wake up and all that, but then they were like, okay, be careful, you got this bag. I now have this attached to me. That's not urine. It's not a catheter in that kind of way. It is attached to my stomach. And so my stomach is draining into this. So yes, I have this huge bag. And every time I've been in the hospital, they've always done this. They hook this to the railing, bottom railing of the bed. So, because this has got it's a gravity, so it's got to be lower than me. And a lot of times though, like when a new CNA would come into the hospital room, she would think it was a catheter bag hanging down there. And then she'd be like, oh, this don't look good. This urine don't look right. It's not urine. It's stomach contents. And so I have to put this down lower than me for gravity. But then I have this big old tube. That is, I don't even know if I can even show this. It's hooked to me. Here's my stomach right here. Whoa, whoa. And so it's hooked to me, hooked to my feeding tube, and it just drains into this. So she wants me to stay on this as much as possible. Of course, after I take my meds, I need to be closed off for a little while to let those absorb in my stomach. And when I have my formula, to just let that absorb in my stomach. And then she said about after an hour or so, get back on that and just let my stomach drain. She said it's going to be the best thing for it. And anytime I've been in the hospital really sick, that's what they do also. So, yeah. But my scope part of the day. Well, my esophagus is really bad, and it says that it has ulcerations all throughout my esophagus and stomach and intestines. Lots of biopsies were taken. And they're testing the biopsies for EOE, which is not good. Infections, which is not good. Celiac disease is one of the things they're testing for. So I have so much strictures in my esophagus that they were not able to scope down my esophagus. They had to stop, pull out, and it says here that they had to get a neonatal scope. And that's the only way they were able to get past all the strictures in my esophagus. So, and it also says, I had erosions in my stomach. And biopsies were taken, and they were testing for some type of infection and all that. And then also they took biopsies to test for celiac disease. So it's, you know, just a lot. It's just a lot. And somewhere, I think I read this on my chart where it said it was severe D grade. I don't know what D grade means. But that was talking about the ulcerations and stuff like that in my esophagus. Let me just look right here. I didn't pull up my chart, but I just want to put in what it said. Severe D grade. I want to see if that comes up. I'm not sure. I guess I could click on my chart and read what it said, but yeah. It's just a lot. But anyway, I think she was very surprised at what she did find. I mean, I've been telling them how bad I've been refluxing and just how bad it has been, right? I've been saying that to everybody who would even listen. And so she got in there and she was like, oh wow, I guess she does have an issue. I don't know, but yeah, I've been telling every doctor who I saw, no matter what I was seeing them for, I've been telling every doctor all the different issues, you know, the reflux and all that kind of stuff. And how it's, you know, how it's been doing and everything. So you would think they, you know, I don't know, as much as I've been telling them, you'd think that they would have had an idea, like, what was going on inside there. But she was quite surprised, I do believe. And so, now I have this bag to wear. Oh, that's crazy. So I won't be going anywhere, right? I was trying to see what this vehicle's doing outside. I'm sorry. My attention is trying to see what this vehicle's doing. They're stopped out here, like maybe they're lost. I'm not expecting anyone. They're probably just lost. Yeah, they sped on now. Went on down the road. Anyway, so it was a lot to take in yesterday. Just a lot going on. And now the car's backing up down the road. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're lost. But anyway, what I was saying, it was a lot to take in yesterday. It was just crazy what all she did find. The erosions and all that. She was quite surprised. And she said, you know, she just didn't imagine it to be that bad. And I'm trying to make sure I'm doing the 2 single crochets and increasing on this right here. And I think it's going to work out. I think I've done it right. If I do 2 in this one, and then 2 single crochets in the next 2, I think it will work out. But sometimes it's hard to talk and keep up with if I've done one or 2, or if I've done 2 singles and time to increase or what. Sometimes that gets tough. We ordered Walmart groceries, so I think we're gonna go pick those up. We were out of a lot of things, and so we had to just get just about everything possible. I think we're gonna go pick them up because the delivery fee tip was quite a bit. And why I feel like they deserve that tip. They do. I just didn't need to do the extra. I just didn't need that extra. What am I trying to say? I just didn't need to pay that today. I got enough that I'm doing today. I need the groceries. I need my medication to come in. And I think they're going to send that to me. So that will be good. But I think that's what I understood. What are you guys doing today? I guess it's Tuesday out there in the world. Right? Yeah, yesterday was Monday. Today's Tuesday. I've slept a lot today. I slept late this morning and just kind of took my time getting up and getting about. And then Paige came and she did my medications and all that kind of stuff. And she came late today because she had a bad night too. And so I didn't know that she had texted and said that she was gonna, was it okay if she came late? Which it was. I just wasn't awake to see her text. And so Big Daddy had called to tell me something. And he's like, "Isn't Paige there?" And I was like, "No." And then I looked and said, "Oh, she texted me. She's gonna come late." And so then I texted her and told her, "That's fine. Don't be in a hurry." But I appreciate her so much, so much. She getting my meds done and just helping me in that kind of way is a lot. It is a lot, and I appreciate her. Now, what row am I on this? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on row 5. Okay. Row 5, which is increase and then 3 single crochets. But anyway, so yeah, my scope and all that yesterday was a lot. She was not able to change my tube because she said she could only get the neonatal scope down. There's no way she was going to get a tube down my esophagus. And so she just wasn't able to do it. My esophagus and stomach is going to have to heal a lot before she'll be able to put a tube in there. And this tube will extend down from my, on the inside, it will extend down from my stomach down to way down into my intestines. And so anyway, yeah, my stomach and esophagus was just in too bad a shape, and there's no way she would have got that tube down there. So I'm going to go take this medicine and continue to drain my stomach as much as possible here. Just letting it rest. And then we will go back in for a scope in 8 to 12 weeks. Somewhere up in there. I will get a scope and see how it has healed or whatever, and see when she's going to be able to put that tube in. I don't know, I think I might have put that in the same hole. But I didn't. Anyway, so, yeah. Like I said, it was just a lot yesterday, and I was on anesthesia, so I don't even know what I said and didn't say, and kind of feel the same way today. I'm just trying to rest today a lot and do easy things today. And this turtle is an easy project for me, and I love making this turtle. Like, I could make this turtle all the time, because I like it. Big Daddy's at work. Let me see. Was that an increase or not? See, I lose my track of what I'm doing. That was an increase. 1, 2, 3. So So this might need to be a increase right here. Right? Yep. Alright, now I got it. Sometimes it's easy to get lost on that. Not be able to keep up with what I'm doing. I think the kids are going to come down later this week and we're going to start our art projects. Start on some more art projects for them to enter into the fair. Their mom's out of town this week, and so I said, well, they can come down and we can do art. Their dad's at home. He works from home. He's a engineer, but he's able to work from home, and so that works out that the kids can be there and the dad's there if they need him or whatever, but they can come down here and we can do art also, just to give them a break from, you know, being at home all day, because they're not used to being at home all day. They are busy. They have all kinds of activities and appointments and things like that going on. So anyway, guys, I just thought I would get on here and chat with you guys a minute and kind of explain some of that stuff from yesterday. Like I said, it was a lot. It was a lot to try to take in while you're waking up from anesthesia. Oh, and then trying to get dressed. And Jody's trying to help me get dressed, and then they're like telling all this information all at the same time, and it was just overwhelming. It was a lot. I can still drink while this is open and draining, and I do have to drink because I just have to wet my mouth. I have, you know, Sodrens, and so that creates a very dry mouth. And so I do have to sip on something all day long to drink. And wet my mouth some, or it will be like cotton. A mouthful of cotton. Alright, guys. Well, I thought I was going to do is just chat with you guys and tell you about my procedure, my earlobe. Right now I'm messing with my earlobe. You can't see me, but when I had that procedure done, when I had my pump refilled, they taped the oxygen pulsate thing. Normally that people would they'd clip on people's fingers, and it just keeps up with your oxygen pulsate, you know. That doesn't work on my fingers. And so they had to put it on my ear. And so when I was in the OR for that, they stuck one on my ear and taped it on there real good. And whenever they ripped it off, it pulled some skin with it. And then yesterday, I guess I had went to sleep. She had put it on my finger and it wasn't picking up. And she asked me, do they ever put on your ear? And I was like, yes, they have to. And I must have went out about that time, because I would have told her not to use that same ear because it ripped some skin off of it. But she did put it on that same ear, and it pulled it down to more raw skin again. And so that's just really bugging me, because my whole earlobe feels raw and the skin's torn and all that. And I never think about it, but I do have my own ear pulsate thing, but I don't remember to take it places with me because they're probably not going to give it back. It would probably get lost in the shuffle. But anyway, I think this turtle shell will be really pretty. And then this is the flippers and head. And I'm not sure if Michaels still carries this colorway. My Michaels carries in the Charisma yarn like this, which is a bulky yarn. It is a 6 or 5. I can't see that. It's a 5 bulky. And I'm using a 6mm hook. My Michaels, they don't carry any solid colors, hardly. They carry mostly the variegateds. So when I see some solids, I usually try to grab a couple. But I hadn't been to Michaels in a long time, to tell you the truth. I just hadn't been, outgoing and doing and out and about like I would like to. I mean, I hadn't been able to do it just because of health issues. But, I'm going to try to get some solid bulkies. And I may have to order those from Premier. They do have, oh yeah, that's right. The Premier solid colors are only like $2.99, I believe. Or $3.99. I just really discovered that their price is so good on that. But you have to order enough to get free shipping or just pay the shipping. But if your Michaels doesn't carry solid colors and 5 bulky, if you want to use that for something, Premier. And I do have a Premier link below in the description box under this video. If you click on that more or see more or whatever, or the arrow or whatever, there is a link to Premier. That gives me a few pennies for you using my link. But I know just about all the YouTubers have a link. I know that, so. Oh, goodness. Well, guys, I'm going to let y'all get going. I'm getting really, really tired and run down. I already was to begin with, and I'm draining really quick right now. So I'm going to go rest for a moment and just leave this on my desk and crochet on it when I come in here. But I need to go and relax for a moment. And so I'll see you all in the next video, friends. I love you all, and I'll be back. Bye, friends.